I'm Mychal, and
I'm Tesha.
we are here with another episode of On Campus. Today we're going to be discussing lessons learned throughout the semester from being in the sports broadcast class and being able to study under Professor Poff, creating content and just being a beacon of information for the campus via our podcast. So, Tesha, throughout the semester, how do you feel as though your experience was in class?
Well, I think I have more determination than I've had in the past, like because I've taken courses here in the past. I feel not only the determination, but I just want to. It makes me want to keep going despite any type of obstacles that I have coming my way, because I used to let those get in my way. With a goal in mind, and that helps me to stay driven to focus on what I need to do. So that's just what my main focus is right now, is just sticking to this, this plan that I have for myself, and that's to get to the finish line.
Hello, facts. I think if I think about the semester as a whole, I would say that I've experienced a lot of growth too. Mm-hmm. I've experienced a lot of sobering moments as far as like who I am, where I'm going, and kind of just like snapping out of a fog of like being lost within everything that's happening, and just remembering that all of this is aligning me with my greater purpose. Mm-hmm. I really enjoy being able to study under Poff and being able to just be around somebody who's so real and raw. Mm-hmm. Because there's so much to learn from within authenticity. Mm-hmm. And I'm just striving to be that genuine and that authentic all the time. Mm-hmm. I think as an OG, we learn like to get out of our heads. Mm-hmm. And I think like Poff is like the big boss of that, of like getting out of your head and just showing up and being who you are. So yeah, I would say overall my experience was good, and I experienced a lot of growth, and I'm excited to keep it going.
Yeah, me too.
Definitely. So what are some areas you feel like you've improved in over the semester, as far as like us doing the podcast together, mm-hmm. or just even if it's just something personal, like a tidbit? How do you feel like you've improved?
Well, I feel like I've came out of my shell better than I would have in the past, because there was some things that I had a fear of doing, like speaking publicly, and that was something I never imagined myself ever doing. And once we took Professor Popp's class, I found that I really loved it, and that was something I could see myself doing, in the future. And when I first learned about podcasts, that was something that really put the show on the road and put it on the map for me.
Yeah.
And also staying consistent, with what I need to do, because I used to let a lot of things get in the way, like whatever was going on in my life, like some type of obstacle or struggle. And I just feel like if I just keep focusing on what I need to do, I can get it done the way I need to get it done this time.
Yes. Yeah.
It's really so, like, life can get in the way of a lot of things sometimes, and unfortunately not everybody can balance those two things.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's something that I've seen myself growing with that, and making that a main focus in my life right now at the age that I am, which I'm not going to say.
Yeah, no. I mean, whatever. 21, right?
Yeah, I'm 21 forever.
It's really difficult for me to be, to like speak about my self-reflection, because mm-hmm. a lot of it happens, like in my head, mm-hmm. So unless I'm having a conversation with somebody about something that is a hurdle for me, it's hard for me to explain this. So if it doesn't make sense, like, work with me. Here mm-hmm. I am. But I think this semester, an area of growth that I like kind of wanted to like stick a fork in and mm-hmm. just really work out is procrastination.
Oh yeah, I'm guilty of that also.
I put off everything to the last minute.
Do you find yourself doing it like at the last minute? Like, how they have like for instance, I take online classes, and then you have a certain day you turn the assignment in. Then you find yourself doing it on the last day.
Yes, of
And
course,
I've
all
done
the
that
time.
plenty of times.
Yes.
I always say I'm not going to do it, but then I end up doing it anyway.
And then I'm stressed, watching the clock, trying to get it done. So I really think that I'm learning that even though things work out for me, because they always do. That's not anything that I'm here to dispute and or argue about. Things work out. It's also comforting to like have planned and have executed that plan within a timely manner. So that's really what I'm learning, because I think that like my my like overall belief system makes me believe that it's okay that I procrastinate because things work out. But I kind of want to shock my nervous system and be like, no, like Mychal, it's okay to plan. It's okay to, like have everything in order, and then it just culminate kind of smoothly instead of like in a grand tizzy, but it like looks good, And I've learned that, especially having a partner working with you, that it's like, you're very on what needs to happen, and you want to make sure our hours are in and this and that. And so I'm like, ooh, like it makes me rise to the occasion, because I feel like if I was doing this by myself, I would just, be rolling in.
I tend to worry over those more than I should, about the timing and I see a number and I get affected by numbers. If it don't look the way I want it to look, I start panicking.
Yeah. But I appreciate that. Yeah. And I think that is what like makes any great partnership great, is for me to like see my areas of growth that can also like aid in your comfort, if that makes sense. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Like I want you to feel comfortable. We work together. We're building a friendship. It's important that you feel comfortable. It's important that you're like, okay, Mychal's on it. She's doing it. She might be busy, but I know that when it's time to be on, she's going to take care of it. And it's important that you feel that way. So like, I hope that my self-reflection and my area of growth that I'm being transparent about like makes you feel seen as my partner in this podcast game.
And one thing I learned from you is minimizing my notes, because I was writing all the notes on the note cards, and it was like I was writing a damn book. And you were like, you don't need to put all that on there. And I had to learn how to make the information smaller.
Right.
Because I was writing some crazy ass.
Because it. That's the thing. You know it. And I want you to know that I know you know it. And if I can give you that extra little boost of confidence and be like, girl, I know you know this. Like, just don't trip. Like, just say what you know. If you wrote it down, you know it. I learned that from Erykah Badu. If it's in your hand, it's in your head. Okay. If it's in your hand, it's in your head. So if you wrote it, you know it. Even if you copied it from something, you know what I'm saying? If you read it a couple times, you know it.
The basics don't overthink stuff. I learned that from you.
You don't have to. You don't have to overthink, because I think that there's so much magic in your candid utterances. Like, I'm always like, ooh, that's funny, or ooh, that's real cute, or like, just the little stuff that you do that isn't you thinking about it. I think that's magic, whereas I can tell when you're thinking about something too hard. I can tell. Like, we've done enough of these now where I can know, where I'm like, ooh, girl, okay, Tesha.
Yeah, I like it when you give me that little reality check. Like, hold on, you gotta slow it down a bit.
Yeah, but it's from a place of love, and it's from a place of like,
I embrace it,
wanting you to feel comfortable more than anything.
And that's and I appreciate that.
I want you to be the best. I want you to be popping. I want you to be like, on your square. But I also want you to feel comfortable, and I want you to be comfortable in the idea that you got this. You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes like we don't realize that is it. That's it sometimes. That really is it. So with that being said, what are some things that you think like you grew from, and like you killed, you accomplished, you're like, oh, I'm great at this now, I got it, it's whatever?
Well, I would say one thing that I already mentioned is coming over that fear of speaking in front of people. Just speaking, period. I used to be terrified of seeing myself on any type of video or recording. because I didn't like the way I looked on it or sound, but now I love to see it. I'm not to sound like a narcissist, but
No, yeah.
it gives me a chance to touch bases on what I need to improve on.
I do feel like if I watch too much though, I start to get nitpicky. So I like pull out like about 10, 15 minutes in. I'm like, okay, I know what I said. All right.
I like to watch it. I show it to my son when he don't watch the whole thing, of course, because that's not his flavor.
Right. Yeah, and that's okay.
And also, since I've been taking up some classes, I do a lot of online, and like it's some certain projects that I may have to do for a class. There was once upon a time that I would have been fearful of making a mistake or not even bothering to, research what I needed to learn. I just like, I can't do it, so I'm not gonna do it. But now, if I can't figure it out on my own, I ask for some help, and then I just memorize the steps. I know that's easy for people who are more versed in the computer age. I grew up in computers, but when I was a younger woman, computers was just becoming a thing. Right. And internet didn't come around too much longer, so there's still things it's always a learning. It's always a learning information that never stops. It keeps going. You always learn something new every day. It don't matter your age. It doesn't matter where you come from. You're always learning, and there's nothing wrong with having room for growth. That's nothing to be ashamed of. I found that out. That's so I would say I embrace that.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. I think the area that I've seen the most growth, since I just made the last tidbit I offered very personal, I'm gonna just like speak about the group. But if I could just speak like from when we first started to doing our podcast last semester to over the summer and then to now this semester, I am just impressed with the fact that like we've been able to cut down our prep time because if you remember our first show, we had notes and notes and notes and, we would be there for an hour, and we had to sit and practice and go back and forth and go through the entire show and say everything we were gonna say. And now we can just text about our concepts or do a little FaceTime. Say, I'm going to talk about this, and this. And you'll say, I'm going to talk about X, Y, and Z. And then we meet and we do our show.
And it just flows.
It just flows, and it's in a place like you can tell we talk to each other a bunch, and we don't step on each other's words. We intently listen, not just listen to respond. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that growth for us, that like we created a formula for ourselves. We've stuck with that formula.
Yeah, it's
been working. Now we're building upon it.
Yes, and it's growing.
Exactly.
It's growing.
I'm really, really, really proud of that. Do you have anything that you want to say, like in closing, to wrap it up?
Well, I love everything that we've been doing, and I love the foundation that we've built on, and it keeps getting better and better each day. And I look forward to more upcoming podcasts. I love the subjects that we talk about. Those are always fun to do. I feel at home. I'm sitting here on the stage.
Agreed.
So I look forward to that. And so it's been really nice for me. Something I never thought I'd ever do in my life. So I love that.
Same. I honestly am looking forward to like continuing to learn and foster good relationships through being a part of the sports broadcasting program and working with POV and working with you. And like it'll be really cool to be able to even pass the torch at some point. To have somebody else, fill our shoes when we move on to transfer and go to bigger and different things. So I'm really I'm grateful to even have a platform. I'm grateful to have a teacher that just believes in us as much as Pop does, and to just be like, you guys got it. I know you do. Take care of it. It means a lot. And with that being said, thank you so much for joining us today in a different format, but like same energy. thanks for watching On Campus. Have a good night.
Enjoy your day.
If you are interested in a career in sports broadcasting,
whether you're commentating a live game
or hosting your own TV show,
for more information, contact Greg Poff. That's me at solano.edu.
we hope to see you here next semester. And remember,
It's more than just sports. It's an education.